Okay, so this video right here is actually going to be a part of the ongoing saga of installing good headlights into my mom's Ford Escape. Now, if you saw my earlier video, which will have a link to the description below, I installed LED headlights in both my dad's Ford Fusion and my mom's Ford Escape Hybrid. Now, with the Ford Fusion, I used the stock OEM housing, just aimed it down and made the light come out. It was actually very bright and illuminated very well, and it did not dazzle the other drivers. Now, the problem came when I installed the LED lights into my mom's Ford Escape. Being the stock H1 style bulb, it didn't really illuminate that well, and one of the bulbs was defective, and it actually flickered quite badly. Now, those bulbs are actually the ones that came in this box right here. Now, you can see right here that this was the bulb that was defective and had a tendency to flicker quite badly, right? Now, this is stock OEM bulb that it replaced. One thing I really liked about this bulb in particular is the fact that the light output area was actually very close to where the original filament was for this H1 bulb. If it didn't flicker so bad, and if the light output wasn't so bad, I would actually be inclined to like this bulb quite a lot. Since I ended up getting two products from the same Amazon seller, and both of them were actually returned items, this included, I actually bought this light from a different seller. Now, they come under a different brand name. I believe this one's like NINEO, and this is like Rocket Fan or something like that, or Cougar Fan. Well, they are under different sellers and different brand names, but they are clearly made by the same manufacturer and have quite similar specs. Both are H1, both are 30 watt. I assume both of them are 6000K. They're pretty much the exact same light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get something to open this, as it did come sealed, unlike these two. Either way, here's a comparison between the two lights. You can see they actually do look almost exactly the same, but this one appears to be much larger, which is actually the exact opposite of what I wanted, but okay. Now, if we line up these lights, they appear to have the same angle in terms of their light, or their setup of the LED, and the filaments themselves are the same length exactly. The thing is that this fan housing is much bigger than the other one right there. Here's a more accurate perception, and also this one appears to have less cooling. So they look overall the same, but there are subtle differences. I believe the waterproofing could be a bit better. And so tonight I'm going to put the ones I just bought into my mom's car, compare the difference in the light output from these old ones, and see which one works better. Well, clearly it's got to work better than this one, because this one flickers and is quite irritating to the eyes when you look at it. It appears to have almost identical chip designs, but then there are some slight differences in coloration as well. Okay, luckily to get this stuff out of this side, I don't need to pull out a battery or anything. The only problem is getting to everything is a little bit more difficult. So let's use this to get it out right here. This is an amazing tool, and it ratchets too.
I feel like now is the perfect time to mention that the install procedure of this light bulb did not go as smoothly as expected. I'm not going to have the full install video in here because it got lost. My camera died about halfway through and it's just pointless now. Because of the larger fan, I did end up having to make much larger cuts into the housing of this headlight. I'm not too worried about it. It's a headlight, big deal. But it is something to keep in mind when you're buying the light. Because of the larger fan housing, we did have to make much larger cuts, but overall the product's not too bad. If you want to see the full video of the install on the driver's side, that'll be in part 1. The link to part 1 will be in the description down below, or at the end card at the end of the video.
Okay, so here I am basically driving around aimlessly, trying to show you guys what the light output of these LED lights are actually like. Honestly, there's a bit more of a hotspot issue, meaning they're not exactly as well balanced as they were in the Fusion. I think that is more to blame on the actual headlight housing themselves. From everything I can see about these lights themselves, they appear to be designed to work with the reflector style headlight housing. As you saw earlier, this Ford Escape 2007 has aftermarket spec detuning headlights. Now, from what I've seen, I think that this might be the actual cause. If you look at the actual LED bulbs themselves, they're meant to work with the specific types of housings that you get with each specific kind of light bulb. They're each designed to put out light in a certain kind of way. Now, they put out plenty of light to see safely at night, but they're not as, shall we say, refined as you would expect in a normal car. Whereas with my dad's Ford Fusion, you saw the light output was very uniform, and it threw out good light. It gave a little bit of light to light up signs without blinding drivers. And I think that all has to go with the housing and the style of the bulb. I think with a projector style headlight, I think you're actually much better off going with a HID style bulb. But overall, in terms of a relatively cheap headlight setup that'll work in the city, these lights work quite well. They're a very nice color. The one color temperature. The ones that we have here don't flicker at all, and in most cases, even on a 6-lane road, they can light up from one end to the other. And with the projector style cutouts, they're really good at not blinding people on the road. If you feel like this light is inadequate at all, let me just turn it off to show you the difference. That's off, that's on. Off, on, and those are the high beams for comparison. In reality, I'm quite satisfied with the overall light output. I do prefer the reflector style LED headlight on my Nissan Leaf, and even the reflector style housing of my dad's Ford Fusion with the LED retrofit. So do I think that this LED headlight style is great for a projector? No. Do I think it's a great alternative to an HID? If you have a vehicle with a reflective headlight housing, I recommend going with an LED bulb. They have more precise light dispersion, and that'll avoid blinding oncoming motorists. If you have a car with a projector style bulb, I recommend going with an HID xenon style. They have a much wilder light dispersion, and because of that, the projector is able to form the light and disperse it the way it wishes. And that allows more light output overall. If you want, I'll leave the link in the description for both the ones I got the first time, which are in the Fusion, and the ones I got in this one. The difference is the ones I got the first time actually have a shorter fan assembly than the ones that are in here. So with this Escape, I had to do a lot more cutting. In the Fusion, I was able to stick the headlight with the fan assembly and the ballast, everything into the headlight housing. That'll be part 1 of the video. That being said, if you like this video, drop a like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, because there's a couple more mods coming to this particular Escape. There's going to be more mods coming to the Fusion, a lot more work to do on that Volt, more van mods coming, basically just a lot more videos I want to make.